Good day, everyone. Welcome to Davao del Norte State College webinar on Learning Management System and other online platform. So first, I would like to thank the management of Davao del Norte State College for inviting me to share my experience and knowledge about learning management and other online platform. So to start with, first I'm going to discuss to you the DNSC LMS or the Learning Management System. So our LMS is powered by Moodle. So Moodle is a free online learning management system that enables educators to create their own website that has dynamic courses that extends learning anytime and anywhere. So our LMS has many features, but these are some of the features, more important features that it has. So it has a modern and easy to use interface. So our DNSC LMS can be accessed in mobile, desktop, and other tablets and other devices. So as long as you are connected to the internet. Then it has a personalized dashboard for the students and the teachers. So in the dashboard, you can track the your progress in the in for that particular subject. So you can see the latest activities. Then we also have the different collaborative tools and activities. So the teacher can upload different types of activities and resources that reinforce learning, and then learning can actually be fun if you're going to use some of these interactive activities that our LMS can offer. Then it also has an online all-in-one calendar, so that helps the students and the teachers track their academic calendar, deadlines, and other activities related to the particular course. Then it also has a convenient file management system that allows students and faculty to upload files easily. So it can also use sync also it can also upload files from cloud storage such as Dropbox, Google Drive, and other platforms. It also has a simple and uh, intuitive text editor that allows us to create activities, format text in a convenient manner, upload medias, different types of media such as images, pictures, sounds, and videos. So, okay, so I hope that you will have your mind and body prepared for these activities because we have a lot of things in store for you in this webinar. So how to log into our DNSC LMS? So first, you need to open your preferred web browser. Then you need to type the URL dnsc.edu.ph/lms. Then press enter. Then after that, you will be redirected to the home page or the index page of our LMS. So this is the index page. The listed are the currently available subjects or courses. Then to log in, so you need to click the login button or login link in the upper right side of the page. So click login. Then you will be redirected to the login page. So all you need to do is you have to type your username and your password. Username, password, then click login button. Then after that, you will be redirected to the LMS dashboard. So this is how our LMS dashboard looks. Our next topic is how to create and manage lessons and topics. So all you need to do is let's go back to the dashboard. So here in the dashboard, you can see the different currently available subjects that we have. So I have 5 active subject or courses. So for example, you want to edit this subject, LMS webinar. By the way, I created this subject just for demonstration purposes only for this particular webinar. So if I want to edit this one, so all I need to do is to click this subject. So I'm going to click this one. Then it will load the subject page. So this is the subject page. As you can see in the subject page, there are topics listed. So topics 1 up to 4. So by the way, this is the default view or look of a newly created subject. So basically, this is a blank subject. So with no handouts or topics uploaded. So in the left sidebar, also you can see the different links that you can navigate. So for example, you want to go back to your dashboard, so just click this link dashboard, or you can go back to you want to go back to the home page, so just click this home page. So next is what about you want to change the name of this topic? From topic 1, you want to change this into introduction to networking or introduction to computers. So before you do that, you can do that. You need to turn the editing mode first. So by turning the editing mode, it allows us you to edit a particular topic, to rename a particular topic, to upload contents to a topic. So how uh, to turn the editing mode on? So all you need to do is to click this gear button in the upper right part of the page. So click the gear button, then it will display a drop down menu. So click the turn editing on. Okay, so after clicking the turn editing on, so you will notice some changes to the topic page. So if you notice, you can see now that we have now the edit icons, then we have also now the add an activity or resource. So we will explore that later. Then another thing is you can now see the pen icon in the right side of the topic. Then you have also the crosshair icon. So this will be used if you want to drag and drop a particular topic. If you want to change the arrangement, so we'll just do it later. So for example, I want to rename this topic 1 into introduction to networking. So all I need to do is to click this pen icon. So click this pen icon. Then it will display a text box. So you just write the new name of the topic. For example, topic 1 or chapter 1, introduction to networking. Then uh, just press escape if you want to cancel. Then enter when finished. So I will press enter. Then it will rename the topic into topic 1, introduction to networking. So that is how uh, you edit a particular topic. So example, let's rename this one topic 2, introduction to subnetting. Okay. Then, for example, you want to change the arrangement of the topics. So, for example, I want to put introduction to subnetting into as the first topic. So all I need to do, or all you need to do is to drag this one. So click this icon, then drag and drop. Drag and drop. Okay. Then there you go. So you have now the arrangement. So topic 1 moves down to the second topic, then introduction to the subnetting is now our first topic. So always remember that in order to do that, you must turn editing on. So for example, you're done with the editing, so you want to apply the changes that you have. So all you need to do is click the turn editing off. Then it will go back to the normal mode of your subject page. So with this, the students can now see the changes that you have uh, applied to your particular topic. So how about if you want to add additional topics to your subject? So in this example, we only have 4 topics. So you want to add more. So all you need to do is again turn on the editing mode on. So to do it, you have to click the gear button, click the turn editing on, then scroll down to the bottom of the page. As you can see here at the bottom, we have the button add topics. So just click this button or link, then it will open the add topics pop-up window. So type the number of topics that you want to add. So in this example, I want to add 4 topics. Then click add topics. Then you will notice that you have now newly added topics. We have 4 topics, topics 5 to 8. So that is how easy it is to add additional topics. Then always remember that you can change the arrangement of each topic by just dragging and dropping it. In this example, okay. Next is, what if you want to add resources or a PowerPoint slide to a particular topic? So for example, in this introduction to subnetting, I want to add a PowerPoint slide or a PPT slide in this topic. So all you need to do is to click the add an activity or resource link located at the right side of each topic. So click this one. Then it will open a pop-up window, the add an activity or resource window. So actually you can add many different types of activities. You can add chat, assignment, external tool, forum, glossary, quizzes, and others. But in this example, I want to show to you how to add a resource or a file. So just scroll to the bottom of the page, then check or click the radio button file, then click the add button, this one, then wait for the page to load. Then after that, it will load the adding a new file window. So you have to write the name of the file that you want to upload. So this is mandatory field, so you really need to input to add a file name or a name. So I will say introduction to subnetting. Then after that, scroll down to the bottom of the page, then click this arrow button here. Then it will open the file upload window. So you have to choose what file or resource that you want to upload. So choose file, then browse for the file that you want to upload. So browse, let me see PowerPoints. So example, I have module 2. I will upload module 2. Then click open. Then after that, you will know that you have selected a file because of this one. So it will display the name of the file that you have selected for upload. Okay, next is click upload this file. Okay, let's wait. Okay, the file we tried to upload is too large for the server to process. Okay, let's choose another file, a smaller file. Okay, this one. Okay, yeah, 6.7 MB. I think the limit is up to 10 MB. So, okay, open, then upload this file. Anyway, we can change the settings later. I don't know. No, not 10 MB. It is 20 MB. Okay. So we have now successfully uploaded a file. Then scroll down to the bottom of the page. Then save and return to course. Okay. How to know that you have successfully uploaded a file? So if you go to the introduction to submitting, we have now the file that we just recently uploaded. Okay. Next is what if you want to delete that file. So just click edit, then delete. Then the file will be removed from the server and the students cannot view the file that you uploaded. Okay. Okay, next is how to save the changes that you want, so that you made. So you can just turn the editing off. And now you have now the file that we upload. This file can now be downloaded by your students. So that's how easy it is to upload file or resources. So now let's try to add another resource to our topic. So for example, this time I want to add a link to a particular video in YouTube. So I have this video here in YouTube. Yeah, this one is introduction to subnetting. Then I want to share this to my students via LMS. Okay, so all you need to do is, again, do not forget to turn editing on. Then go to add an activity or resource. Click this one. Okay, let's go to the bottom of the page. Then I will choose URL because I will be adding a link. So it's a URL. Then click add. Then put a title to the link that you want to share. So in this example, I will name it video about intro to subnetting. Then I will copy the link or the URL of this particular video. Copy, then paste that to external URL. Paste, then save and return to course. So if you notice, we have now the video that we add, this one. So we'll just turn editing off, then let's test or check it. So I will click this one, I will click the video, then it will open the YouTube video that I shared via LMS. Okay, if you notice, it opened directly the video. So what about you want to open the video without leaving from this page? So that you don't need to to go forward and back, just to go back to your LMS. So we can open this video in a new tab actually. So let's try to edit this one. So we're going to change the setting of this link in order for it to open to a new tab. Okay, so let's go to turn editing on again, and then let's click edit settings. Let's try to, okay, we have URL variables, I know, appearance rather. So click appearance, then display should be in pop-up, so that it will open a new tab when you click the link. So again, I will repeat. So display, click the appearance, then in the display option, choose in pop-up. Then save and return to course. Okay, close. Turn editing off. Okay. Then let's try to click this link again. So if you notice now, it opened another tab for this video. So you do not need to leave the LMS page here. Okay, I think that's it. Other type of resource in our subject page. So this time we're going to add a label. So a label is a resource in Moodle that allows us to add or directly insert a video or a sound file into our subject page. So let's again turn editing mode on. Then click add an activity or resource. Let's go to the resources. Then check the label option. So if you're going to read the description, it says that the label module enables text and multimedia to be inserted into the course page. So when you say multimedia, so it can either be a video file, an audio file, a graphics file, or even a text file. So you can directly insert that to the page. So let's say, okay, let's see how it works. So add, then we can put label text. So example, introduction to subnetting. Then how to insert a video. So first we need to copy the URL of the video that we want to insert. So this time, same video that I used in my previous example. Then if you notice this icon, this like video icon, so it says insert or edit an audio video file. So click this icon. Then in the video, so we have three tabs: link, video, and audio. So if you want to insert a video file, so choose the video tab. So if you want to insert an audio file, so choose the audio tab. So let's click video, then paste the video URL. Then you can also see the display options. You want to edit the size of the video that you want to insert. Then after that, uh, click insert media. So if you notice, we have now the video that we insert. Then save and return to course. So let's turn editing mode off. So if you notice, so we have now our label. So this is how label works. It's almost the same with this one, inserting a video, but this one opens a new link. but label is automatically insert the video to your page. So let's try if this one plays. Okay,
All right,
so
before we delve into subnetting, let's do some subnet mask review.
okay, so it works. So again, I will repeat. So it allows us to insert multimedia items. So you can also, if you want to insert image or picture, so you can also use label, or if you want to insert sound file, you can also use label. So this is good for if you want to directly insert those materials into the page without opening a new tab or clicking the link. Okay. Okay, so this time let's try to add another type of resource into our lesson. So click add an activity or resource, then go to the bottom of the page, so resources. So this time let's add a page. So if we're going to read the description, it says that the page module enables teachers to create a web page resource using the text editor. So a page can display text, images, sound, videos, web links, and embedded code such as Google Maps. So basically, this type of resource allows us to insert a web page into our lessons. So let's try to do it. Click add, then try to put the name of the, so example, I have a sample lesson here, the purpose of the physical layer. The purpose, the physical layer. So if you have, if you already have an instructional materials or Power PPT slides, or you can actually convert that to page and insert that into the LMS. Then how to write content to your page, or how to put content. So all you need to do is scroll down to to the middle of the page, then go to the content, this one. So this box, this is where you put your content to the page. So if you are familiar with HTML, so this works like an HTML. So this is like an HTML editor on which it allows you to create web pages. So you are going to convert your lessons into web page. So for example, I have my lessons here. So the purpose of physical layer. So I'm just going to copy this one, then paste. So you can also change the text. So for example, I'm going to make it as heading large. So to make it more larger, then italic, and enter. So it's just like editing into a text editor or in an office application. So let me just copy this one, then paste here. So you can actually change also the, if you don't want it to be bulleted, so just make it number, change this one. Then you can also add image. Let me see. So for example, I want to add image. So to add an image, click this one, this insert image, then browse for repositories, then click upload file, then choose file, then browse for the image or picture that you want to upload, then open, upload this file. Then save image. Oh, it says images must have a description except if the description is marked as not necessary. So if you want to put description to the image, you can put it here or just ignore it. So just click this one to ignore. So description not necessary. Then save image. So you have now our image. Okay, so let's try to put some more content. This one, the physical layer standards. So to make it more okay, let's try to add more. Okay, let's add this picture. So save this picture. So I'm just going to save this picture to my desktop so that I can embed it to my LMS. So again, it's insert picture, this icon, then browse for repositories, then click upload file, then choose file, then browse for the picture that you want to upload. This one, picture 2, then open, then upload this file, then not necessary, so no need to put description, but if you want to put description you can put it here. Physical standards, then click save image. So if you notice, you have now the image. So let's try to save this one. Then let's see how it looks. So we need to turn the editing mode off. Okay, so we have now our web page or page. So the purpose of the physical layer. So let's try how it works. Let's see. So I'm going to click this one, then this one. Okay, so we have now our lesson. So from my PowerPoint slide or any other files that you have, or your IM or any materials, so you can put it into the LMS via web page. Okay, so this time let's add another type of resource. So let's turn editing on. Okay, then add an activity or resource. So let's go back again to the resources. So previously we have discussed the file, the label, the page, and the URL type of resources. So this time I'm going to introduce to you another type of LMS resource. It is so-called the IMS content package. So this type of resource is different from other resources that I have previously discussed. So this type of resource allows us to upload a pre-packaged learning material. So, for example, you already have an IM or instructional material or any other learning resources. You can actually package those materials, then upload it into an LMS. So an IMS content package is a collection of files which are packaged according to an agreed standard so that they can be reused in different systems. So the idea or the beauty of this type of resource is that you can share your material to other people, to your colleagues. Then all you need to do is to upload those material to their LMS. So it says that uh, according to an agreed standard. So example, what are those standards? So actually, there are so many different standards that allows packaging and uploading of LMS content. So one of the most common standard used is the SCORM. So shareable content object resource model. So if your learning material is packaged as SCORM, so or SCORM compliant, so it can be uploaded to any type of LMS. So example of the LMS, you have the Moodle or eTutor and on any other type of LMS. So it promotes the idea of sharing resources. So all you need to do is to create to create the material, then package it, then upload it to LMS and share it to others. Then they're going to upload that to their own LMS. Then, for example, you want to change to another platform, you want to transfer to another platform, so you do not need to re-encode all your topics or materials. All you need to do is to upload that. So once you package that as SCORM content, so just upload that to your newly to your new LMS. So that's how it is. So it's quite good because uh, it allows reusability or it promotes reusability of our learning contents. So actually, I have worked with this type of contents before. So way back 2010, that was 10 years ago. So uh, I have worked with different types of LMS. So Moodle, HTutor, and other and any other types of LMS. So those LMS, these LMS usually supports SCORM compliant contents. So all you need to, what I did is just create learning materials, then package that as SCORM, then upload that to LMS. Then if I'm going to transfer to another LMS, so no need for me to re-encode my subjects or my topics. All I need to do is to upload it as SCORM. So, but sadly, I cannot discuss to you how to create package learning material using SCORM or any other platform because that will fall to another topic. So my main focus for this webinar is just to introduce to you how to use our DNSC LMS. But if time warrants, so if you have some time, maybe soon, so I can also share to you how to create a SCORM compliant LMS package so that you can also be able to upload uh, or share your uh, learning resources. So for the meantime, for demonstration purposes, so I will just show to you how to upload a content package. So actually, there are many online websites or learning materials that can be downloaded online. Learning materials that are SCORM compliant or IMS content packages. So I have looked into this website. So this website, you can actually download learning content packages, then upload that to any type of LMS. So for example, this one, this this learning material is packaged via SCORM. So actually, you can download this one, then upload this one to our LMS, just for the demonstration purposes. And by the way, so in order for us to actually create a learning package or a SCORM compliant learning package, you need to learn how to use the so-called LMS authoring tool or SCORM authoring tool. So again, that will fall to another topic. So maybe someday we can have another separate webinar for that because creating an LMS package using authoring tool needs time and creativity, and also the preparation of the learning materials that we need to package. So for the meantime, for the demonstration purposes, again, I will just download this one. So this is an LMS content package. Then I will just download this one. So if you see, we have the SCORM version 1.2 and SCORM version 2004. So this is the version of the LMS package. So luckily, our LMS it supports those versions. So I will just download the SCORM version 1.2. Then we will try to upload this SCORM package and to our LMS, and let's see if it will really work. Okay, so let's just wait for a few seconds. Okay, so then after while waiting for the file to download, so again I will repeat. So just click the IMS content package, then click add. Then let's type the name or the title of the content package that we're going to upload. So I will just copy this one, the title. Okay, then if you notice this one, the content portion, so this is where we're going to upload our the newly downloaded content package that we have. So click choose file, then upload file, then choose file, then let's browse for the SCORM content package. uh, okay, this one, then open. And if you notice, we have now the file name. So click upload this file. Okay, so we are now done uploading the file. So next is we have to save this one, save and return to course. Then if you notice, so we have now you can see now our newly uploaded IMS package. This one. So I need to turn editing off. So okay, so now let's just check, or we will let us check if this package that we uploaded really works. So if it works, so it will be look like this one. Okay, so click this one, then click uh, okay, click this one, okay, so let's just wait for a few seconds. We're having slow internet connectivity. So okay, so it works. So we have now the learning package that we uploaded to our LMS. So this one. So it basically looks like this one. So again, so if you want to share this learning material, all you need to do is to copy the SCORM file, this one, the SCORM file, then paste that into your flash drive, then share it to your colleagues. So actually, that's the purpose of the SCORM compliant learning packages or any other platform, that you may be able to share the learning materials or the learning content that you use. So package it, then share it to others, then upload it to their own LMS. So any type of LMS actually, because most of the LMS available today are compliant to these standards, to SCORM or any other package standard. So uh, it actually promotes the reusability and sharing of the learning materials. Okay, so I think that's it for the IMS package content. Okay, so we are done with our resource management. So in our previous discussions, I have shown to you how to upload resources to our LMS. So this time, let's proceed to activity management. So there are lots of activities that you can actually uh, embed or put into our LMS. So one of the most common activity is the quizzes. So in this discussion, I'm going to show to you or how to create an online quiz. So to start, let's go back to our LMS. Then first we need to turn the editing mode on. So actually you can directly enable it in the right sidebar of the course dashboard or course page, or you can also turn that one here in the using the gear button on the upper right part of the page. So turn editing on, then for example, I want to add an activity in the introduction to networking, topic 1. So just click the add an activity or resource. Then previously we have discussed the resources. Then now, since we're going to add activities, so here let's focus here in the activities portion. So let's select the quiz option. So the quiz activity allows us to create quizzes. So you can use this one to administer online quizzes and even online exams. So then click the uh, add button. Then it will redirect you to the add a new quiz page. So you have to type the name of the quiz. For example, quiz number 1, intro to networking. Then you can also put description, but for me, I will just leave it blank. Then you can set the timing options or settings of the quiz. So in the timing option, so you can actually set when will be the quiz be available. So for example, I'm going to enable this one, then make it available at May sample 28, 2020 at 4 p.m. So 4 p.m. Okay. Then the quiz will end at shall we say May 30, 11:59 p.m. Okay. Then you can also set the time limit. So the time limit of the quiz. So for example, this quiz will take 60 minutes. So I'll just put here 60 minutes. Then you can also choose what to do when the time expires. So for example, the student took the quiz. So what will happen after the time of 60 minutes? So you can set open attempts are submitted automatically. So it means that all attempts will be submitted automatically after the time, or you can also give grace period when to submit the attempt. So, or you can also set attempts must be submitted before time expires, or they are not counted. So usually I use the default option to open attempts when submitted automatically. Or open attempts are submitted automatically. Then uh, let's skip the grading period and the grade part because we will discuss that later. Then you can also set for the layout. So you can make the quiz appear as uh, one question per page, or you can also set up it as two questions per page, or uh, all questions will be displayed. So it depends on you. So for example, I will just put all questions in one page. So okay, so all questions. So it means that all questions will be displayed in just one single page. The navigation mode free. Then you can set up the question behavior. So you can set the shuffle within questions. So yes, so I normally turn this on so that all of the choices between in each questions will be shuffled. So to minimize the cheating or if there are any. So then so you can we'll just leave this one as default. Then let's see the appearance. So okay, so just leave it as it is. Then restrict access. So this is somewhat important. So actually you can restrict the access of the students to the quiz. So for example, uh, they need to complete a certain activity before they are going to access the quiz, or they need to have a particular, or they need to require a certain grade before for them to access the quiz. So that's how that's the purpose of restrict access. So okay, so we'll just discuss again that later also. Then we have also the extra restriction on attempts. So actually you can put password. So for example, you want your students to input the password before they can take the attempt. So you can also put password. So let's just leave it there. Then this one, you can also require network address. So for example, you want the quiz to be taken only at the school premises. So all you need to do is to put the IP address of the school. So we will just leave that default, but this is somewhat important if you want to avoid the students to access the quiz from other network. But if you want your quiz to be open to any network, so just leave it blank. Then we have also the browser security. This one. So the browser security is you can enable this one to full screen pop up with some JavaScript security. So it means that the quiz will start if the student has it will use a browser which has JavaScript is enabled. Then the quiz will appear on full screen. Then students will be prevented to use facilities like copy and paste to avoid cheating. So you have the option to turn it on, or you can also turn it off. So I normally uh, turn this one on. This one, okay. So again, I will repeat with the settings. So put the name, the timing, this one, how many minutes, then when will the quiz be open and close, then the layout, how many questions you will have in every page. Then we have also the restriction attempts. If you want to put passwords, then you want to put browser security to avoid copy pasting. Then activity completion. So we will discuss again that later. Then after that, you just save and return to course. So we have now our quiz. So this one. So turn editing off. So we have already set up a quiz in our course, LMS course. Okay, so we're done creating our online quiz. So this time, I'm going to discuss to you how to add questions to the quiz that we just created a while ago. So again, let's go back to the LMS. Then okay, so if you know, click this one, the quiz that we created. Then if you notice, we don't have any available questions yet. So we're going to add it. Uh, just a reminder, you do not need to enable the turn editing mode if you're going to add questions to your quiz. So just leave it as disabled. Then okay, so again, I will click the quiz. Then click this one, the edit quiz. Then actually you can add questions from to a quiz uh, manually, or you can also upload uh, questions into a question bank. So later I will in this discussion I will just show to you how to add questions manually. Then later I will uh, teach you how to add or how to import or upload questions. So for example, you have 100 questions that you want to upload. So all you need to do is encode the questions in a Word file, then upload that to the LMS. But for the meantime, I'm going to discuss to you how to manually add questions. So in order to add questions, so you need to click this one, the add link or button, then new question. So there are many types of questions in a quiz. So we have mm, multiple choice, the most common, true or false, matching type, short answer, and then there are some other type of quizzes. We have the calculated multiple choice and many more. So we're not going to discuss that one. So we will just discuss the most common type of questions. Okay, so first I'm going to discuss multiple choice. So how to create a multiple choice question. So click the multiple choice option, then add. Then uh, type a question name. So question name is mandatory, and also the question text. So example question number one. Okay, question one. So I have prepared a sample quiz here. So I'll just copy this one. So the question text, this will be the text or the question that will display to your quiz. So next is the default mark. So how many what will be the mark, or how many points does this uh, question counts? So for example, this is only 1 point. Then you can also put general feedback. So the general feedback will be shown to the student after they have completed the question. So just like for example, you want to add additional discussion after the student completed the question and submit the quiz. So you can put additional discussions here. So uh, you can use the general feedback to give students a fully worked answer and perhaps a link to more information they can use if they did not understand the question. So this one. Okay, so we'll just leave that one blank. Then uh, in a multiple choice question, actually you can have multiple answers or single answers. So for example, this multiple choice question that I created will only have one answer. So I will just make it one answer only. Then you can also enable the shuffle choices. So it means that you're going to shuffle the choices between uh, uh, you're going to shuffle the choices in that particular question. So to avoid cheating between the students, so you can shuffle the questions. Then you can also have the option how to display the number of choices. It can be uh, numeric or alphabetical or no number. So usually the most common is we have the alphabetical. So we'll choose the default one. Then we have the answers. So how many choices do you have? So example, you have uh, choice one until choice five. Okay. So then you can also put uh, feedback to that particular choice. So again, this is the purpose is for additional discussion. So but we'll just leave it blank. So let's encode the choices. So I have here the four choices. So we'll copy this one. So choice one, then the second choice, copy. So this will be the choice number two. Copy this one. Okay, so my question has four choices. So for example, the correct answer is, let me see. The correct answer is this one. Uh, size of area covered. So this will be the correct answer. So how are you going to set that one as the correct answer? So all we need to do is to go to the grade. So in this choice, so we have the grade, then make it as 100%. So automatically this will be the right answer, and then it will get 1 point because we have set up here the default mark is 1 point. Okay. So again, if this is the correct answer, just set this one as 100% in the grade. Then later, if you have multiple answers, so I will discuss to you how to set up a multiple answers question. Okay, so we're done. We're set. So we have the choices, the correct answer, and then the additional choices. Okay, so then no need for multiple tries. So we'll just allow the students to take one try to that particular question. Then save changes. So we now have the first question. So let's then you can also enable shuffle. So to shuffle the questions uh, within the quiz that we created. So click shuffle this one. So again, to avoid cheating, so you have to can check this one. Then let's add another question. So new question. Then this one again is another multiple choice. So add same thing that we did a while ago. Question number 2. Then let's copy the question text. Okay, copy the choices. So default grade is 1 again. Then one answer only, because this question only have one answer, one correct answer. Choice number 2. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is, example is choice number 3. So again, how to do it, how to make this as the correct answer. All you need to do is to go to the grade, then set this one as 100%. Okay, then save. Okay, let's add another question. So another multiple choice question. So multiple choice, add. This will be question number 3. Default mark same 1. So the choices FTP, UDP. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is HTTP. So this one. So again, set this one as 100%. Save. So let's copy another question. So this one, we'll try the true or false. So, okay, let me copy this one. So add another question. Okay, so we have the true or false. So this one. Then add. Then paste the question. This will be question number 4. So default mark is still 1 point. So this question is sample, the correct answer is true. Let me reading. Okay, so it's true. So true. So that is how to set up the correct answer. So just select what will be the correct answer. So this one is true. Then you can also put feedback or explanation or discussion if the response of the student is true and as well as false. Then no need to use the multiple tries. Save changes. Then let's add another question again. This one again is okay. Let's again for this one, let's try to use a short answer question. So or fill in the blanks. So let's try the short answer question. Then, so select short answer, then add. So this will be question number 5. Paste the question, then default mark still 1. Then, okay, so for example, the, the answer to this question is this one, converge network, because this is fill in the blanks. So the answer is converge network. So one thing that you need to consider if you are going to create this type of question is the case sensitivity. So you need to set here. So if you're going to the case sensitivity, you need to set the no case is unimportant, because for example the student will answer uh, converge network, this one. So the system or the LMS will still mark the answer as correct because it is not case sensitive. So if the student will answer this one, still the answer is correct. So okay, but if you're going to turn the case sensitivity on, so it will, for example, if the correct answer, you set up the correct answer as converged network, so if the student will answer all caps, so it will be marked as wrong. Okay, so actually case sensitivity is useful if you're going to uh, set set up a question, a fill in the blank question that uses acronym or standards. For example, ISO. So usually ISO is written as uh, all caps, all uppercase. Okay. So again, let's go back. So no case sensitive, not case sensitive. So the correct answer for that question is converge network. Okay. So whether the student will type uppercase or lowercase, it will still mark the answer as correct. Okay. Then you can also give feedbacks. So this question has only one answer, so no need to put answer 2, 3, and others. Then grade is 100% because it has only one answer. Okay. Then save changes. So we have now 5 questions. So let's add another one. So again, this will be um, short answer, fill in the blanks. Okay, so write the name. This will be question number 6. Number 6. So what is the other term for IP address? The correct answer is logical address. Okay. So grade is 100. Then save changes. Then let's add another one. Okay, what? Let's this one. Refer to the exhibit. Okay. So we need to put pictures to this one because it states exhibit. So let's try to copy the question. Okay, add new question. Multiple choice. Okay, this one is a multiple choice question. Multiple choice question. Question number 7. Okay. So for example, you want to add an image or a graphics to your question. Actually, you can do that. So let's go to our editor. So if you notice this one, we have this icon. So we have the insert image icon, this one. So just click this one if you want to insert image to our question. Click this one, then browse repositories, then go to upload file, then click choose file, same as we did before. Then let's browse for the image that we want to upload. Okay, where is it? Okay, let me see. This one, just for example only. So upload this file, then no descriptions, save image. Okay, so that is how you add picture to your question. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's put the answer. For example, the correct answer is choice number one. So this mark is hit as 100%. Then save changes. Okay, let's add another question. The last one. So another multiple choice. So what if your question has two correct answers? So in this example, so okay, let's try. So multiple choice again, then add. So paste the question number 8. So okay, let's copy the choices, paste this one, paste. Okay, among these choices, the correct answers are switch and server. So how are we going to grade this one? So this question worth 1 point. So how to make this one as the correct answer? So all you need to do is to go to the grade, then if 1 point question is 100%, so if you have two correct answers, so just divide that to 2, so 100 divided by 2, that is 50, so 50%. So mark this one as 50% and also this one as 50%. So we now have two correct answers. Okay, so 50 plus 50, 100, then you will get 1 point. Okay, so that's how you configure or to set up uh, multiple choice question with multiple correct answers. So save this one, and oops, one will choose to be 100%, so that possible grade. Sorry, wrong. I forgot to set up this one. So if you're going to set up multiple answers, multiple choice with multiple answers, do not forget to set this as multiple answers allowed. Okay, so that's how you do it. So again, in order to set up a multiple choice question with multiple answers, so just enable the multiple choice allowed. Then 50% that is 100 is total of 1 point. Okay, so I will repeat, just enable the multiple choice allowed. So in order to avoid this error, okay, so save. That's the beauty of doing live. So you can encounter the real errors and real troubleshooting. Okay, so save changes. So okay, we're done. So we have now 8 questions. So 1 point each. So that is 8 points. Then let's change the maximum grade to 8 because we have 8 points. So 8, then save. Okay, so I think we're done. So let's go back to our LMS, to our subject. So to go back, just go to dashboard, then click our LMS. So we have now the quiz one. So let's check if the questions are now available. So click. So you can actually preview the quiz, how it looks like. So preview quiz, then start attempt. So this is now the quiz looks like. So all questions are in one page because we set up the quiz as one page only. But you can also set up this one as one question per page if you want. Then if you go to the right sidebar, we have the so-called quiz navigation. So you can navigate through the questions, this one. Then you can also see the time left uh, for the attempt. So then in the left side, we have uh, it says that not yet answered. So we will know that these questions are not yet answered. Then the student will also know that uh, the question is worth one point because of mark out of one. This one also 1 point, and so on and so forth. Okay, so by looking at it, the student have the idea how much does this particular question worth. Okay, so this is very important. So let's try to take the attempt. Okay, we're attempting this one as a teacher, so not a student. So anyway, we will try to create another student account later. Then let's make an attempt to the quiz as a student. So I'll just go on with this one, multiple choice question. So logical address. So finish attempt. So this is just for testing purposes. Okay. So once the student took the quiz, so actually they can have time to uh, return to the attempt. If you are going to enable that one, then you can also submit if you are finished. Then Okay, so we have now the feedback, this one. Okay, so then the system or the LMS displays the correct answers that we did. So we have 4 points out of 8 items. So if you notice, the grading system uses uh, zero base. Yes, it is zero base. That is the default for the uh, Moodle. But don't worry, because we will not be actually using the grade management in this one. So once we have set up the quiz, then the student will took the quiz. So what we're going to do is to export the result from the grades, then encode that to our own class records. Okay. So I don't normally compute grades via LMS. So what I did is administer an online quiz, then go to the grades, then export the result and encode that or import that to my own class record. Okay. So this is again, so finish review. So that's so this is very important actually, to review the quiz, so that you will have the look, you have the idea how it looks like when the student will be taking the quiz. So I normally do this one. I normally review this one. Okay. So oops, finish review. So let's go back to our LMS page or subject. Okay, what about I change the setting of the quiz? So for example, I will make this one as one question per page. So let's go back to the layout, I think. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, it's appearance. No, this one, layout, sorry. So I'll go to the layout, then, so one question. So every question per page. So this one. So let's try, save, and return to course. Then turn editing off. So if you want to test the quiz, so let's again pick the quiz, then preview the quiz, so that we will know how it looks. So this one, so one question per page. But the students can also navigate to each question. For example, this one, I want to go back to this one. Okay. So it's up to you as teacher, how we're going to display the questions. So if you notice, the questions are random actually. So it's random, and as well as the choices within each questions, they are also random. So you have so but you have the option to not randomize. Anyway, it's in the settings. Okay, I will finish the attempt, then submit, finish. Okay, so I think that's it, how to create a quiz, add questions to a quiz, then testing the quiz. Okay, so now let's try to add or to import questions to our question bank. So let's go back to our LMS. Okay, so in order to add questions to our uh, to import questions to our question bank, so you need to go to the course administration. So in order to go to the course administration, so you need to click this gear button. then more, then scroll to the bottom of the page so you can see now the question bank. So actually the questions that we add previously in my previous discussion are being saved or already saved into the question bank. So that you can reuse it or you can use that in your other quizzes. So in the question bank, you can create manual question or you can also import questions. So this time I'm going to discuss to you or to show to you how to import questions to our question bank. So just click import. Then there are different file format that the Moodle supports in terms of importing questions to the question bank. But the most common format is this one, the icon format. So this is the only format that I had used in my previous online or model exams administration. So and this is will be the one that I am going to discuss also to you. So in order to create uh, an icon format questions, so you need to create those questions or to save your question into a text format. So text file. So let just read first the documentation in order for you to be uh, informed or oriented more. So let's click this one. Okay. So this one. So this is the format of the icon format. So the question, then we have the answers, and then we have the correct answer. So the correct answer for this question is letter D. So then after that, you need to save this one as text file. So in UTF-8 format or text file. So mostly you need to create your questions in a notepad, then save that as text file. Or you can also use word processing document, word processing applications as like Microsoft Word. But always remember to save that as text file or .txt, not as .doc or docx, because I think I can format will not support other document formatting except for that text files or .txt. Okay, so let's go back to our model. Okay, so I have created here the sample icon format uh, questions. So I have three questions. This one. So again, following the format. So the question, the choices, then we have the answer. Then leave space for another set of question, then another space again. Okay, I forgot. Uh, I didn't have the answer to the third question. So answer. Then this one must be all caps or uppercase letter. So the correct answer for this one is letter C. So type C. Oh, all C. Okay. So that is the format. So I will just going to save this one as text file. File save as, so this one quiz.txt. So this is a text format. So I encoded these questions in a text editor. So the most common editor is Notepad. But if you're not really familiar with Note or not really used to Notepad, you can use Microsoft Word, but save that one as a text file. Okay. So next, so we have now uh, questions. So let's upload this one. So again, I will repeat. So go to the question bank. So you can access question bank here in the sidebar. So question bank. then import, then I can format, then choose file, then upload file, click this one, choose file. Okay, let's see, this one, open, then upload this file. Then if you notice, we have now the file name of the file, this one. So it means that it is ready for uploading, for importing. Next is we have to import the questions. So click import. Okay, so we have now how many questions? If you notice, we have 1, 2, 3 questions. So here also 3 questions. So it means that our format, icon format is correct and accepted by the LMS. So click continue. So we have now our newly added questions. So here they are. So okay, so that is how to upload questions to our question bank. Actually, you can also create categories for the questions. For example, you want to create categories for quizzes, for exams. Okay, so just here, so you can explore it here in the categories. Okay, okay. So next is let's go back to the question, to the quiz. So for example, I'm going to edit this quiz, then add the question from the question bank. So click add, then add from question bank. Then you have to choose what uh, a question from the question bank. So for example, okay, let me see this one. This is what we add a while ago. So click this one, then add selected questions to quiz. Okay, so we have now 9 items in our quiz. Okay, so let's change this to 9, then save, then go back to our LMS dashboard. Then let's check or review. So review the quiz. Okay, so we have now 9 questions because we add a new one from the question bank. Okay, looks good. So I always it's a habit for me to really double check the quizzes that I uploaded or the questions that I uploaded. Let's try to add another type of activity. So this time we're going to add an assignment. So let's go back to our LMS. So turn editing on again. Then okay, so we have add an activity or resource. So this one assignment. So it says that assignment is an activity module that enables a teacher to communicate tasks and collect work and provide grades and feedback from students. So students can submit any digital content such as Word document, spreadsheets, images, audio, and videos. So okay, so let's try this one. So click assignment, then add, then the name of the assignment. So example, I will just put assignment 1, network topology diagram. Example. Then you need to put the description of the assignment. So this in this description you can explain the details regarding the assignment and how the students should comply and submit the assignment. So example, okay, so you can also put grading criteria or rubrics here. Okay, so then uh, next is, let's go to the availability. So in this availability settings, you can uh, put when will be the assignment be available, and when will the students start to upload those assignments, and when will be the due date and the cut-off date. So for example, we'll just set up the students will, will be allowed to submit from May 31, 2020 and until June 7. So this will be 7 days. Then you can also set remind me to grade. So the system will remind the teacher to grade those assignments that the students submitted. Okay, so this one. Then next is we have the submission types. So I usually do the online the file submissions, because in my example here, so the student will submit the file in JPEG format. So they're going to draw a diagram, then submit the image to the in the LMS. So we'll just choose file submissions. Okay. Then you can also set the maximum number of uploaded files. For example, you can allow 2, 3, or more files to be uploaded by the student. So for this one, since I will only be asking for one diagram, so I'll just put one file. Then the default submission size is 20 MB. Okay. Then you can also choose accepted file types, or the different file types that you want to accept. So for example, okay, so this one, that j, ano, so these are the different file types. So for example, I will only accept JPEG format. So it's the JPEG. Okay, I here archive image. This one, the image files. So it will accept only the assignment will only accept that image files such as JPEG, JPG, JPE, JF. Okay, so it will not accept Word document. So it's one way of trapping uh, the output of the students, so that they will only just upload the image files. Okay, but if you want to accept only Word or document files, you can use the document, this one. So okay, so I will just put all file types. So it means that the system will only accept any type of files, or you can just simply put asterisk. Yeah, asterisk means all in programming, or you can also type JPEG. Okay, this one. So asterisk. Then we have feedback types. So we have feedback comments and then annotate PDF. So you can actually uh, give feedback to the files that to the assignment that the student submitted. So I normally don't do offline grading worksheet. So just this one, the default. Then we have the submission settings. So let's just leave this one as default. Then okay. So this let us leave the grading and the other uh, settings here. So in our succeeding discussions, I'm going to discuss to you the activity completion. So when the student submitted the file or the assignment, so it will mark the activity as complete. So, but we'll discuss that one later. So I think this is it. So just always remember to put the name, the description, and the criteria, anything, or the detailed explanation about the activity that you want. Then the availability, when will be the date that the submission of the files will start, and when will be the due date. Then file submissions, and then click save and return to course. Okay, so let's turn editing off. So we have now the assignment. Okay, so once the student click this one, so they will be prompted with they will view the assignment. Then they can upload the file. Anyway, probably let's try. So let's try to log in to a student account. So I have already enrolled a test student in this sample LMS. So this one. So I will discuss to you later how to enroll participants or students to your subject or course. So let's try. Let's try to see or to log in a student account. Then let's see if the students can really submit a file or they can view the assignment. Okay. So let's log in. So I have created a student account here. So I will just log it in on this one. Okay, log in. So once the student will log into the LMS and they are enrolled to the course, so they can in their dashboard they will see they will see the subject or the courses that they are currently enrolled. So this one, so LMS webinar. Then you can also see in the timeline what are the current activities that the student has. So example, he has an ongoing assignment and an ongoing and a future quiz. Okay, so that's the purpose of it. That's the purpose of the timeline. Just for the students to see the progress or the activities that is the core in the course that he or she is enrolled. Then also he or she can see the different users online, and also the calendars, upcoming events. Okay, then students can also have private files, so he or she can upload uh, files to LMS for his or her own safekeeping. So it's like a storage for the students, but the limit is only 100 MB because we don't have bigger storage or server at school at DNSC. Okay, so let's try. Let's see. Assignment LMS webinar There are the so now the students can see the different activities that we had created in our previous discussion. So we have the slides, the quiz, and the assignment. So when the student click the assignment, so allow add submission. So actually he or she can submit. Okay. So we'll discuss that later. The so we'll have another session for the taking of quiz and uploading of assignment and completing these activities for student. Okay, so that's it for the assignment. Let's try to add another type of activity. So this time we're going to add chat. So in our LMS or in Moodle, actually you can embed a chat activity to your course. So that allows us to have discussions and conversations with our student. So let's go to our mm, course page, then turn editing on again, then activity or resource, then we have chat. So chat activity module enables participants to have a text-based real-time synchronous discussion. So if you don't want to use another chat platform like Messenger or any, so actually you can use this one or LMS to have discussions with our student. Okay, so but actually I haven't used this tool in my class, but I will just share it to you because maybe some of you might want to use this one. So click add. Okay, let's wait for a moment. We're having connection problem. Okay, so next type the name of the chat that you want, the name of the chat room. So for example, like let's say online meeting. Just put June 1, 2020. I'll just put the date in the name field so that when the students automatically opens the subject, they can automatically be reminded about the meeting, which is this coming June 1. Okay, then go to the save and return to course. Okay, that's it. So that is how easy to add chat activity. So let's try this one if this one is really works. So I will try to chat to my student. So again, I will log into a dummy student account that I created previously. So okay, so let me open an incognito or private window. So I will log into LMS using the student account that I created. Okay, so this is now the student account. So the student will uh, see the uh, incoming online meeting. Okay, so when the student click this one, and I will also click this one, the chat, then enter the chat. Okay, so we are both redirected to the chat page. Then uh, we have two users online, me and my student. So for example, I will type a conversation. Hello guys, hello students. So that's it. So it's real time. So automatically you can communicate online or in real time with your student. So it is not as good as other chat app available, but still you can be able to have our own chat application in our LMS. So I think that's it for the chat. So next topic that I'm going to discuss is how to add a lesson activity. So let's proceed. Let's go back to our LMS. So again, to add an activity, we must turn editing on. Then add activity or resource. So this time, let's choose or select lesson. Okay. So lesson or lesson activity module, it enables the teacher to deliver content and or practice activities in interesting and flexible ways. So you can create a lesson in a linear set of content pages or instructional activities that offers a variety of paths or options for the learner. So it means that the lesson activity module is used to create somewhat responsive or interactive type of learning material on which you can choose what path the learners will take based on the responses or activity that uh, he or she performed in the lesson activity module. So, okay, so let's try to explore this one. So, add. So, for example, our lesson, the title for our lesson activity is, let me see, I have prepared a module for this one. So, the title is Module 1 Networking Today. So, for example, then let's leave the description as blank. In appearance, we can enable progress bar to display the progress of the student. Then leave the other settings as the default. Then availability, you can also check the availability. So how when will the lesson be available, and when will be the deadline for the lesson to uh, for, for the student to take the lesson. So actually, this lesson activity module is actually somewhat graded activity. So it means that if it is graded, so you can actually set deadline that the student should perform the activity, okay, prior to the deadline. So I will just make this one available at May 31 until uh, June, for example, June 1. Then you can also set limit to this activity. So let's just say days, 3 days, because it will take some time. Then let's see, flow control, allow students to review. So yes, let's try that one. Then a number of option to try the question. So it's just you should give them only one attempt. So just leave it as default. Then I think that's it for the settings. Then save and return to course. Okay, so now we have now our uh, lesson or lesson activity. So let's turn editing off. Then in order to add lesson or material to this type of activity, we need first to turn it off, turn editing off. Then make sure na you have to click this one, support module 1 we're talking today. Then this type of activity is unique compared to other activities that I have discussed, because uh, lesson activity module actually is you can mix different content. So you can add content page for the discussion. Then next is you can add question page for the assessment of the discussions that you have given. Then you can also uh, determine the path of the students will take depending on his or her progress. Okay, so let me see. For example, let's try. For example, we are going to add a content page. So a content page is mainly the lessons that you're going to discuss or provide to the students. So first, let's add content page. Okay, so let me see. So for example, the lesson is lesson 1.1 is networks affect our lives. So this will be the title. The next, we're going to encode or to put the lessons or the content for this in this particular lesson. So I'll just copy here. So let me design this one. So it's better that you have your learning materials ready if you're going to make this type of activity. Okay, so let's add an image. So let me save this picture 2. Okay, okay. Picture 3, 4. So I'm going to add an image. So again, that's what I have discussed before. So click this image icon, browse, then choose file, then upload this file. Okay, so done uploading the image. So let's save this one. So we have now our image. Then let's add another. Okay, so next is we have the content one. So in this uh, setting, so we're going to determine what will be the jump. So the jump of this topic. So it means the jump is that from this topic into another topic. So it will jump to another topic. So for example, so our next lesson is, or our next section is 1.2 network components. So after we are done with this subtopic, we will proceed to 1.2. So our next jump will be 1.2. So this is 1.1, networks affects our lives. So in this area, the content area, we're going to put the next subtopic we have, or the next jump that we will have. So, for example, this will be our next topic. So, network 1.2 network components. So, I'm going to copy this one, then save this one. Then our next jump will be the next page. Okay, so the next page, not this page, because if we're going to set this as this page, when we click the button, it will just remain on this page. So our jump will be should be next page. Okay, so save. So we have now our first subtopic or lesson. The next is we have to add another topic or subtopic. So this time still content page. So our next subtopic will be this one, our next jump. So then let's write topics or the activities. Paste. Then next, what will be our next jump? So it's up to you. So what will be our next jump? So it can be you want to go back to the to the previous lesson, or you can also go to the next page or the next lesson. Okay. So so let's proceed, or let's jump to the next page or next lesson. So our next lesson will be 1.3, this one. Okay, then save. So we have now two uh, content or subtopics. So actually you can edit the jump uh, using this gear button. So let's go back. So for example, so if you don't want to configure it as next page, actually you can also target the specific jump to a specific uh, content page. For example, this is topic 1.1 or content 1.1. Then you want your next jump to be 1.2. So instead of using next page, so you just have to select 1.2. Okay, then save. So what I normally do is just encode first all the uh, content pages or the sub lessons, then configure the jump later. Okay, so let's configure the jump later. Okay, so let's add another page again. So let's see, we have 1.3 example. Then this is the lesson or the content. So I will just I will be configuring the jump later once I'm done with the contents. I will just put here sample in just this page. Save. Then how about you want to add an activity or an assessment? So I want to add a quiz before the student can proceed to the another subtopic. So I can actually add um, content page. I don't know. I'm wrong. Actually, I can add. Let me see. Question page. This one. Sorry. So actually, I can add question page. So here, question page. So it is the assessment page of the quiz. So you can choose between multiple choice, true or false, or short answer. So for example, I will just say is a. So before the student can proceed to the another subtopic, they need to submit an essay. Okay. So page title. Let me see. This is an essay for topic 1.1. Okay. So for example, we say write 300 word essay on how network technologies affects our daily lives. Okay, so uh, our jump will be let's just put this page. Then we will just configure the jump later. So the score is this one is let's say 10 points. Save. So we have now three content pages and one is a quiz page. So next, let's add another topic. So for example, topic number 4, common network types. So add content page, then I will just make it fast. Copy this one as sample, then just test. We will just configure that later. Then save. Then let's add another type of question or quiz. So question page. Let's see. Let's say uh, short answer, for example. So add a question page. So let's say uh, assessment number 2. What's the other term for IP address? Okay, so the correct answer is uh, logical address. Okay, so score is 10 points. So save. Okay, so we have now four content pages and two question pages. So now let's configure the jump for this or the track for these pages. So for example, once the student is done with lesson or subtopic 1.1, so he will be redirected to 1.2. So we need to configure the jump. Okay, so this one, so this is correct. So 1.2, then jump to 1.2. Okay, then when the student uh, go to 1.2, so let me see, edit this one. Okay, so when the student, no, where is it? Okay, me cancel this one. Okay, sorry. Okay. So when the student is done with 1.1, it will jump to 1.2. So when the student done with 1.2, so he will must answer the essay page before he can proceed to 1.3. So let's configure this one. So 1.2, then after that he will be taking the essay. Okay, so assessment number 1. Okay, question, this one, save. Then after that, once the student done with the assessment 1 or the essay, he will proceed to 1.3. So let's configure this jump. So jump to 1.3. Save. Then after the student is done with 1.3, he will proceed to 1.4. So edit this one. Then jump to 1.4. So let's rename this one as 1.4 common types of networks. So okay, so that's the reason why it is much easier to encode all the content and the questions first before configuring the jump, so that you will not get confused on the track of your lesson. Okay, so next is assessment. Okay, I don't know. Let me configure the lesson 4. Where is it? So 1.4. So after 1.4, we will take the assessment number 2. Okay. We assessment 2. Okay. So save. Then I think so. Let's review. That's it. How to create a lesson activity module. Let's log into a student account to check and test how our newly created lesson activity looks like. So I will just open again a new incognito window. Then I will log into a student account. Okay, so let me we will check. So let's click this one. Then this is the uh, how it looks like when a student opened an lesson activity module. Okay, so let's try again. So if you notice here in the bottom portion of the activity, it says that you have completed 0% of the lesson. So because we turned on the progress bar settings, so it will keep track of the progress of the student for this lesson. And if you notice also in the left sidebar, right sidebar rather, we have the remaining time for the student to complete the activity or the lesson. So example, so the student will read this one, will read the discussions, the lesson. Once he's done with this one, so he can proceed to the another uh, page or another content or the subtopic. So example, this is lesson 1.1, then when it's done, so he will proceed to lesson 1.2. So anyway, actually, do not forget that you can always reconfigure the sequence of this one. So using the jump, as we have discussed a while ago. So once he had completed the readings for this particular topic, so he can proceed to the assessment. Okay, so he have now completed the 17% of the lesson. Okay, so next, so complete the assessment. So we'll just type some dummy text, then submit. So after submitting the quiz, so we will now proceed to lesson 1.3. Then if so, he's now 50% of the lesson. Then if he's done with this, so he'll proceed to 1.4. Then if done with 1.4, he can take the assessment number 2. Then answer logical address. Then submit. So if done with, then the student had now completed the lesson. So you earn 10 out of 10 for the automatically graded question. So do not forget that uh, this lesson is graded. So or this activity lesson is graded. So it will be recorded to the student grades. So I think that's it for the lesson activity module. So once the student is done with the lesson activity module, so we can now grade the quiz that we made, the easy quiz that we made. So how to grade the easy, because you have to grade that one manually. So grade. Let's go to the grade essays tab. Then so we have now for this student. So he had already taken the lesson activity. So then it states that the status is not graded. So the essay that he performed a while ago is not graded. So we're going to grade this one manually. So let's click this one. Then so this is the student response. So for example, I will just comment to the student, well done. Then the score is 10. No, just 9. Save changes. So that is how easy to grade a lesson activity. Okay, so I think we are done with the activities. So now let's proceed to progress. So as an instructor or a teacher, so you can actually track your progress in your module activities and lessons. So for example, you are done with topic 1, this one. So the students, all of your students have completed these discussions, downloaded the PPT slides. So you can actually tick this one to mark this activity as complete. Okay, so this For example, we have the your progress. So let's read this one. So a tick next to an activity name may be used to indicate when the activity is complete. So that is how you're going to manage your progress. And just to make us reminded that we are done with that activity. So okay. So but before that, let's go back to dashboard first. Let us see how much progress did we made throughout our lesson. So, for example, this one in our subject or course LMS webinar, our progress is currently 0%. So let's go back to this. Then, for example, we're done with this one. So just tick this one. So to mark it as complete. So let's go back to dashboard. Then now we have now the 10% progress. Okay. So let me go back to this subject. Then, for example, we're done with all of the lessons. Okay, so we have now 100% complete. So that is how one of the way to track your progress as you go along with your lessons. Now let's proceed to activity completion and restrictions. So let's go back to our LMS. So okay, as an instructor or a teacher using LMS, so you can actually set up the completion of a particular activity for the student, and also you can also restrict access of particular resources if the student did not completed a certain activity. So okay, how to do it? So first, let's just discuss activity completion. So for example, this just turn editing on. So in order for this particular activity or this resource to be completed, so the student must be able to download it first. So download or view the file first to mark it as complete. So how to do it? So we can just edit that one. Then we can go to activity completion. So we can choose students can manually mark the activity as complete. So it means that the student will mark it as will tick the completion button in the dashboard to mark the activity as complete. But you can also set a certain criteria. For example, uh, activity will mark as complete when the conditions are met. So, for example, the student must view the activity. So, in short, the student must view or download the file in order for the activity to be marked as complete. Okay, so to force the student to really study, download the material. Okay, so let's just do it. So, save this one. Then, for example, another one, the squeeze. So, we can mark this as complete. Mm, okay, so the student must view this activity to complete. Then the student must receive a grade to complete this activity. In short, they're going to view this activity, then take the quiz, then receive a grade before it to be marked as complete. So you can also require passing grade or how many attempts in order for that to be marked as complete. Okay, so it's up to you as a teacher. So for me, I will just set up required grade. So I don't require passing grade just to make the activity complete. Okay. So example assignment also. Mm, okay, so student must view the activity, then the student must submit a file to complete the activity. Okay. Then what else? For example, this one. Student must view this activity, must reach at the end of the lesson to complete this activity. Say, okay, turn editing off. So let's now try to go to the student account. So we log in now to the student account to check if this how this thing works. You just refresh. Okay, so example. So currently the student progress for this subject is 0%. So let's try. So if you remember in our settings, so the student must view this file or this activity to be marked as complete. So let's try if it is really working. So let's click this file and download this file. Then let's wait if it will be marked as complete. Okay. Okay, so we have now 11% because we have downloaded the file, so it now marked as complete. Okay, so that is how it is. So the system will automatically detect or mark the activity as complete. So that is how you do it. That is how you force the student to really do the activities or to really download the files. So take the quiz. Okay, I have already attempted the quiz, so let's just do reattempt the quiz. Okay, just make it fast. Okay, so let us see if okay, now the activity is now complete. So let's go back to the progress. So we have now 22%. Okay. So next is how to set up restriction to a particular uh, activity or a resource. For example, uh, this one. You are going to restrict this one that the student cannot download this material once he is done with this lesson. Okay, so how to do it? So we can actually put restrictions. So restrictions. So for example, uh, turn editing on. So this one, edit settings. So this time we do the restrictions. So here in the restrict access, so we can add restriction, then activity completion. So okay, So the student must complete the module 1 networking today. Then it should be marked as complete. So before the student can view this activity, okay, save. So here it is. So if you notice this one, so restricted, not available unless module 1 networking today is complete. So this one. So the student need to complete this one in order to download this file. Okay. So but let's not forget to set completion settings to this particular module also, so that it will meet the criteria here. So let's do this one settings. So completion is uh, show activity as complete when the conditions are met. Student must view the activity to complete it. Then the student must reach the end of the lesson. Okay, so let's say so. Okay, next is how about this one? No, this video. So we're going to restrict this video. So the student must complete this one before to view this one. So again, so how to do it? So again, let's go back to restriction. So restrict access, then add restriction, then activity completion, then the student must complete the, I forgot okay, where is it? Let me go back first. I forgot the name of the activity. Okay, this one, introduction to submitting. So let's go back to the restrict access. Activity completion, the student must complete the introduction to submitting, this one. Add restriction. Ano, must mark as complete. Okay, then save. So if you notice, we have now, this one is restricted also. So it needs to, the student must complete this one in order to proceed to this one. Then do not forget also to put completion settings to this one. So completion, the student must mark the activity as show activity as complete when conditions are met. So the student must view to complete this activity, save. So again, let's try. Let's go back to our student account and refresh first. So okay. So if you notice now, the two items here are restricted. So no matter what the student do, he cannot proceed to these lessons. He cannot click these lessons unless he will meet these criteria. He must complete first the module 1 in order to proceed to this one. And then for this one, for this video, he must complete the uh, this one. Okay, so that is how completion and restriction works. Okay, now let's proceed to the exporting of grades from our LMS. So let's go back to our LMS. Then in order to export the grades, so you just click this one, the grades uh, menu in the left sidebar. So we only have, in our example, we only have two quizzes, two activities that are graded, I think. So this one and this one. So we're going to export those grades, then copy that and paste that uh, to our class records. Okay, so because actually I don't really use Moodle grading management to compute the grades for my student, because my I am using the DNSC class record. So what I did is just I put resources to Moodle, I administer online quizzes and online exam. Then I just export the result of the quizzes and their grades, then just copy or import that to my own class record. Okay, so I don't really uh, compute grades via Moodle. So I think that for that reason, there's no need for me to discuss grade management and grade computation. Okay, so I will just discuss to you how to export the grade from the quizzes that you made or from the activities that you made. Okay, so to do it, so just click grades. Then this is the list of the students. So we only have one student in our example. So you can actually review the performance of the student. So this is the quiz one. He only got 1.50 points. Then this another activity, 23 points. Okay. So we're going to export that one and copy and paste that to our own class record. So to export, so you click export, then you can choose what format of file uh, to be exported. So basically, let's choose uh, Excel format or spreadsheet format. Okay, then download. It's okay. After downloading, so let's try to open this one. So we have now the result of the quizzes. So we will just copy this one and paste that one to our own class record. So that's basically how I do it. So I think that's it for our LMS discussion or LMS webinar. So thank you for uh, listening. Thank you for being with me, for bearing with me for the throughout the webinar. So I hope that you understand uh, very well. But if you have some questions, you can send me a message via messenger or email. So I will be happy to answer all those questions you have. So actually I have dedicated 2 weeks for this uh, webinar for the question and answer. So if you have some question, just send me a message. So I will be glad to answer those questions and then uh, give you some examples, give you some ideas on how to use fully the LMS. So actually, there are a lot of things to learn. There are a lot of things to discuss in this LMS, but I cannot discuss more. So some of those can be you can do self study, or you can do more research, or you can do more you can watch more tutorials from YouTube, or you can also ask questions from me. Okay, so I will be happy to discuss or answer all your queries and questions. So just send me a message. Then with regards to the uh, opening of classes, for example, you want to really use this tool or this LMS. So uh, the IT services office will also help you when it comes to the technical aspects. If you have some problems regarding the enrollment of your students, so for example, you want to add enroll students or participants to your webinar. So actually, what we normally do is the IT services office will enroll the students for you. So just request to us what are the subjects or the courses that you want to use the Moodle, then we will be the one to enroll those students so that when you open your Moodle account, so the students are already enrolled to that course or subject. So just uh, give us some requests or just request that to our office, and we'll be glad to help you with that. So I think that's all. So I hope that this new normal thing will be uh, successful for us. So we have some adjustment to take actually with regards to the delivery of our learning. But I know that with all our efforts and with all our cooperations and by helping each other, so we can really deliver the best to our student. So there are a lot of things to learn. So I advise. I'm not really an expert, but I strive to learn more, to do more, to study more, to compensate what I'm lacking. So just like with my English and accent and something. So I'm not really a good speaker, but still I'm doing this one for the college, for you, for me. So I hope that you will be using this LMS, and I will be happy to uh, help you if you have some, or if you're going to encounter problems in the near future with regards to LMS and other technologies. So thank you very much and have a good day.